Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. So, listen, sorry I skipped, two days of videos. But, hey, we're here, we're back, It's Look Who It Is, and, you know I've been saying we're back a lot recently, and you're just kind of picturing in your head that image of the yin and yang, where it's we're so back, it's so over, and then in the middle, it's it never began. So anyways, we're here though. And this, at least, for the very least of what we're doing right here and right now, has began. So that's pretty cool, right? I think that's pretty cool, right? So what are we doing? Well, I set up the playthrough first because I forgot to change the color palette before going into the menu, so I just picked Miku, random backstory, which got us Curious Birthmark, and we're on Gazoo. So yeah, it's a pretty fine run, I think. Not a particularly challenging run, not a particularly, easy run. I think it's a pretty mediocre or, moderate difficulty run. I think that's fair to say. I don't think it'll give us too much trouble unless we get particularly unlucky on, Mystery 1 or 2, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, it's all just a little bit of gambling, a little bit of luck, and a little bit of a good old-fashioned elbow grease, as it were. And we are on timeline random. No awesome Halloween costume, unfortunately. But, my static, I shouldn't say my, it's a very possessive word, my, you know what I mean? You ever think about the language that you use to describe, things that you're a part of? I'm a part of that static, so how would I quickly say, the static I'm in versus my static? My static is a lot easier to say, but it's not my static, it's the static leader's static that I am a part of. I am the healer in that static. It's interesting to think about stuff like that sometimes, because it's I don't think anybody would bat an eye. I don't think anybody would take it the wrong way, because I feel like it's just a normal thing to say, you know what I mean? My static. Yeah, it's a static that I'm a part of. What else would you call it? And that's the thing that I'm trying to think about right now, is what else would you call it, to quickly summarize it? I don't know. I don't actually know. Hallucinations and Inmasu. Look, this is perception, right? Yeah, it's not real. Now, we could go HDF if we wanted to. We haven't done an HDF run in a while. We've kind of just been brute forcing with the Monkey Wrench in every single character, because the Monkey Wrench is kind of OP. We've been doing a lot of strength weapons recently. I think it's time for a knowledge weapon to come back a little bit. Now, the thing about knowledge weapons is that they're not strength weapons, so they're a little bit worse, but they're, on average, I think, a little bit better, which I know is a contradictory statement, but let me explain. So, strength is by far and large the best stat in the game because it lets you block, and blocking, rounding down, halves your damage, which is pretty goddamn good, especially against enemies who deal 3 damage and 5 damage. It's absolutely phenomenal, right? And being able to, and it's also, blocking is slower than dodging. So being able to block quickly with a character who has attack speed bonuses and high strength is a very useful trait to have. Now, the thing about that that's a little bit, yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, why even risk it, right? We can just do something like this. We only have to take a risk on the first turn to see where we stand, and then we just prep twice, probably. Or just do a power boost. If we did 10 on that turn, we could have done a boost for 2 light attacks, but regardless, it's the thing about knowledge weapons is that knowledge is not a combat stat. It doesn't scale the attack speed of, or the speed of any combat action except for attacking with knowledge weapons, which is fine, but at the same time, it's you know, strength is double the value, right? Something like strength is double the value, and dexterity is double the value. However, dodging is a little bit interesting. It was the school, right? Like, I'm not dumb. Oh no, it was the seaside. Don't be silly. So the thing is, though, dodging is a lot more hit or miss, and also it's inherently faster. So you need less dexterity to dodge quickly versus... I thought I clicked investigate. That's weird. You need less dexterity to make dodging faster, and also with, whatchamacallit, attacks, with speed, with action speed bonuses, you are just gonna go... Oh, we got the they, them kana this time. That's pretty cool. But, I really did just get distracted by one random piece of text, huh? So, another thing about dodging that's very interesting is that there is a better dodge action that's faster but doesn't scale with any stats, and it's from the camera. So the camera is, like, completely broken as, like, an item because it gives you a better dodge, and the dodge is just automatically fast for free. And so, you know, one of the things that we would actually want to buy in this run is a camera if we can. But I didn't really think about buying it, so we're not gonna lose any... I mean, we have Inzmasu look, so we could just lose stats at any time for any reason. I almost want to get rid of Inzmasu look, just to make the lighthouse a little bit more consistent, because it's such a wild card. But I definitely think we could go buy a, gotta do... Oh, I thought that was Thaumaturgy Teacher for some reason. If this was Timeline B, we would do School Scissors 100%. But it gets a little bit jankier here. I guess we do Household Hell. Maybe we should have done Household Hell first. So getting a camera is actually like a goated idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Now, none of this shit is worth buying. I'm gonna re-roll it. And we did see a compass. Compass is also good, alright? It's a banger Millie song. But it's not what we need right now. We need to keep the handcuffs. Honestly, I'm gonna get rid of the old coin. I know it's a little sketchy. Compass, I think, is very valuable, but if you buy it, like, I don't know, earlier than Mystery 2. I don't know, it's probably still valuable. We would have leveled up by now if we had a compass, but... Bottle of Sludge, we're prepping for the Akamanto fight. Feeling pretty good. That's exactly why I didn't want to sell the bottle, by the way. Because... Oh, Gruesome Totem is very interesting, but we have Akamanto on the horizon, so it's not actually that useful. If we didn't have Akamanto, Gruesome Totem, I was gonna say, like, group project, but I'm cooked. I'm absolutely cooked right now. Gruesome Totem with no Akamanto in rotation is pretty good. With Akamanto in rotation, do I want to go here twice? Not really. Now, we're gonna get our ass beat here, because we're going into a low threat level, roads closed mansion, so it's just unlimited doom be upon us. Every available opportunity of the day. Now, here's the thing. Adrenaline is fantastic, Doomed Already is fantastic. I think because I went into the mansion with, you know, 4 sanity, we're gonna go ahead and take Doomed Already, but we can still definitely die anyways. Although, whatever, that's fine. They are preparing for something. It's fine, I don't have any money. So you can't take money that I don't have. In this game, anyways. That's how you know that it's not like a real horror game, because you'd be able to go into debt if it was. We want to touch the stone, even though it has the, you know, lesser chance of working, because we actually get to heal sanity off of it failing, and we don't care about losing the stamina. Feels pretty good, right? Now, the thing about this does not feel really good, because this is a human enemy, and we have handcuffs, but we kind of need to save the handcuffs for Akamanto, so we're just gonna kind of chill here for a little bit, and I think we're gonna do something like this, if you don't mind me saying. I don't really know, like... Oh, we can just guarantee that you're dead. Alright, that worked out a little bit better than I thought. Miku scaling for the win, and knowledge weapons being pretty good. I forgot that he dropped the Curious Statuette. That's, like, probably one of the best fights that we could have gotten. Now, there's a lot of cadavers in the mansion, so... We're also kind of hoping Father Yasugi comes in clutch here. Now, listen, Adrenaline is, like, the greatest perk of all time, so if you can get Adrenaline, you definitely want to get Adrenaline, but you don't have to rush getting Adrenaline if another perk would be more beneficial for you. And thankfully, we got an easy fight in the mansion, so we weren't punished too much for our decision-making. I think Akamanto now is a good idea because we have a 12 health execute, we have a bottle of sludge, which should be 7 damage, right? I feel like that's okay. Now, this has got to be Peace of Mind, I think, right? This is... No, we do Fondest Memory, and then we scale up. Because we need to preserve our stamina for Akamanto, so Jar of Blood's a non-starter. Peace of Mind is a decent idea, but I think it's gonna be close. Now, we're getting a lot of no stat checks. We're not getting any dice rolls, so we're not able to do any healing. This is a no-brainer for the most part. There is one where if you fail it, you get sanity, and so it's like a double dip, but I think that we're just kind of cruising through this mystery. This is perfectly fine. Why are they doing so little damage? We are on HOD, right? Oh, Kana, yeah. I keep forgetting we did an eerie episode of Evolving Eels first. So we do need to take a little bit of a gamble. Oh, we could have done an 80% there, or a 90%. Oh, no, yeah, we could have done a 90% there. That would have been pretty nice. I think we should be relatively fine. I do definitely want the branch in our inventory so we have even more thrown damage. We have about, like, 10 thrown damage, and we have a 12 health execute, so this should be pretty not bad. You're not going to be doing 5 damage. So we're just chilling. We're just chilling, dude. Absolutely. I mean, this is going to do 8 damage, right? So if I'm just falling, we don't have to take a single point of damage. Would you look at that? Now, I am looking at this, and I'm like, yeah, it's not very good. We haven't had to use the camera once, by the way, either, but the camera's a way better dodge action. And the camera's, like, actually kind of cracked. Like, we do have +2 knowledge because the Curious Statuette in the camera. So that's one of the more neat things. It's harder to get strength from random things than knowledge, I think. Because the knowledge, at least in my opinion, outside of the seals, because there's 2 seals, one is plus strength, one is plus knowledge, we haven't actually gotten any of those in a long time now that I think about it. But we don't really deal with a lot of spells that often, so that makes sense. But for, like, getting bonus stats, getting plus strength, that's like the rock ring, right? That's like Havel's ring, you know? It's not really a lot of sources besides that, so. Well, there's the Timeline B Fear Festival mask, the Spiral Hoodie, but it really is that bad, you know? But anyways, we can just, we're gonna get +2 more for our stats, right? So what we can do, because we're gonna get to 8 strength here, because 60, 80, we're gonna be up to 8, and then this is gonna take us up to 7, but with quick thinking, we get up to 8, and so we can put 1 point into charisma now, or, well, we would have to put 2 points into charisma, or 1 point and leadership. I'm gonna put a point into knowledge just to make our combat a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. And we'll see how it goes. Now, Wordless Ward's a little sketchy. School Scissors is also incredibly sketchy, by the way. Did I take a bath already? Yes, I've already taken a bath. I mean, I guess it's school scissors, but this one's a little rough, actually. We'll just go ahead and put the crestfallen... Actually, you know what? No, we're not going to put the crestfallen mask on yet. Now, did we get lucky? Yes or no? Alright, so that changes how we deal with this, right? Because we do have pretty impressive combat, but our brace is not actually that good. So we can set you down to 13, and then, like, you know... We could camera flash you, we could block, we could camera flash, we could buy time. But I'm gonna be real with you, I think this is an escape. I think this might be a double run, get up to 60, and then we have 9 knowledge. It's always a 12 on that event, man. That event's gotta be bugged. You always roll a 12 on that one. Not always, but like it feels like it. Like that event specifically. I'm gonna be real with you. I genuinely think this is a double run so we get all of our stats up by 1. And we want to make this as easy as possible on ourselves. Is that just it? No, it's the star the other way. There we go. It's look who it is. Also, I'm like gradually falling off this chair. Oh, you know what? This is 65%. 2 sanity, huh? I don't think we can do that. This is crazy that we're just spending so much Doom on this, because, like, we can't afford to get into a fight. But it's like, that's how it is. You know, the thing is, we can throw the Crestfallen Mask, can't we? We've already done that correctly, so we can put that away. Like, we can throw this, can't we? And then we can use the whatchamacallit, for -3 max sanity. Is that true? Like, you're doing 3 to all? Like, that's a little frightening. I mean... You already know, right? Take 1 to all. Can we do 94, 94? We can do better than that? 194? If you insist. You know what's crazy? Depending on if we get something like a... I'm sitting up in my chair now. Depending on what we get here, with, like, you know, not Blood Moon, the +5 Doom for existing. Depending on if we get Vital Clued, if we get that one town event that gives you Doom, it's entirely possible we get out of this without using the Gruesome Totem, which is pretty messed up. And obviously we don't want to use the Gruesome Totem until we get to 80 Doom, because of how this works. Can I get it in my inventory regardless, though? Thank you. Now, this is an incredibly dangerous area because of stuff like that, where you just take 80 million damage for no reason, and there's no, like, you know... There's no counterplay. You just kind of take damage, and you pick a god and you pray. Do we have luck? No. But it's how it has to go. We might even have to rest, like, honestly. Like, that's kind of unhinged, but I think that's, like, what we have to do. I'll be real with you? Oh! Resting is disabled on that because you used to be able to skip an investigation, I remember. And the fix was just disabling the ability to rest. I remember, Panstash. You think I'll forget? You think I would forget something like that? Come on, man. I would never forget something like that. Now this sucks. Like, I hate this enemy. Like, I have a hatred for this deep in my heart. And I mean, it looks like, you know, your heart's just kind of like chilling right there. You should probably find the doctor, you know? He can fix you right up. Is this a flash gambit? No, this is so dumb because we have another investigation right after this. But like, it would go so hard. It would go so crazy. Because the other option is we do something like this, and then we kill you with a strong attack. So what we can do here is 80-80, please? 80-70? I don't know about that, Chief. I don't know about that, Chief. But it would go hard, though. Like, imagine how crazy it'd be. Oh, hell yeah. It's pretty crazy, right, guys? Adrenaline, my beloved. Now, we need 1 point of charisma if we want to get everything to 8. Or we could just heal. Do we have fetid fumes? We do not have fetid fumes. We just have Goizo. So, like, +2/+2 on everything? Oh, it sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? It does sound pretty nice. Now we have 1 more investigation after this, and then we can +2/+2. Hate that, but here we go. We're getting up to that 80% Doom mark. But, like, I don't... Are we even gonna need that? We're not gonna be here for much longer. We got a couple more investigations to go. Just raised it to a high threat level, apparently. Chaos rises, all stats improve. I'm not gonna take that check. I refused. And never mind, we actually have 3 more. I'm dumb. The last night that you have to spend with them. Now we are the Rioter of War, the God of War. The Goddess of War? But I think we just, like, leave, right? You know what I mean? And no bonus doom. There's the fetid fumes. Look at that. And I mean, we might as well just use the sewing kit. I mean, we don't need to. We literally don't need to. And we're just kind of good. If we get some bonus doom here or there, we need to use the gruesome totem, but if we don't, we don't. Literally don't even need to... Oh, but what if we get killed by Inzmasu? Look, true. Well, let's just hope that doesn't happen. So this is doing... I mean... No, even with the bonus... Well, actually, if we threw, this would do damage, right? Theoretically, it would do enough damage. I don't know. Why risk it? I actually, wait, no. I'm a galaxy brain. I'm a galaxy brain. This is doing bonus anyways, but don't question it. Beautiful. Now look at that. 8, 8, 5, 11, 5, 6 or something? I don't know. Do we have outdoorsman? Nah, it's like 6 or 5. Second enemy? Drain swimmer? That was right? Oh my god, I just guessed. Because I knew our first one was the, whatchamacallit, the gossip junkie. Oh my god, leadership? That's so cool. Oh, we were almost 24 on the freaking dot, dude. That's crazy. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Bye.